start on this computer. Heavenly Father, King of Glory, once more, we reverence your name this morning, Lord, as the author and finisher of our faith, to whom, O Lord, all good things comes. We thank you for the privilege to be here this morning, to learn. Father, we commit this journey in your hands, Lord. For day 3, we don't take it for granted, for keeping all the students, Lord, and enable them to wake up this morning strong, here, and healthy. I thank you for their health. Thank you for their physical abilities. Thank you, Lord, for their eyes, for their vision. Thank you, Lord, for not making any of them disabled. Thank you for their voices. I worship you. I give you all the praise, Lord. I commit everyone in this class this moment to your hands. Father, grant them the ability to be focused, to learn and to discern. Help me, O God, to not speak my mind, but to speak what you are giving for me. You are giving to me. I thank you and I worship you, Lord. May they know you through this program. We thank you. Take all the glory in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Okay, let's get started. Excuse me 1 second. Yeah, sorry, I had to go grab water. Okay. So yesterday was day 2 of our journey to become DevOps engineers, and we began by looking at of course, what DevOps is all about. The fact that you are being trained to be able to assist organization with their applications. So everything that has to do with application development and deployment, this is the program you are getting into to be able to offer those jobs and to offer those skills. And also, of course, infrastructure, right? And infrastructure for most companies, because of course, I always cite this very simple example that for sure most of us are in this class today because, of course, we have a phone, right? You have a computer that you had to install Zoom on it. You had a computer, you had to install Microsoft Teams, and without these applications, right, you will not be able to do all of that. In fact, you will not be able to even use the application. So that's the same thing, okay, with with companies. They need an infrastructure to host their application. So if we establish the fact that we need an infrastructure to host the application, it therefore means that, okay, now what are the categories of these applications? Of course, or of this infrastructure, these are operating systems, right? Like, your Linux operating systems. And that's why, it becomes so paramount for you to have a good understanding on Linux, right? Because these applications are going to be deployed on what? On Linux servers. So working as a DevOps engineer, you are going to be interacting with these servers on a daily basis. In some cases, in some environments that are very, very secure, right? You're going to have some layer of access. So for example, you are going to be introduced to the concept of bastion host, right? Where, instead of interacting directly on the servers where the applications are running, you can simply SSH into, a bastion host, and from there you can interact with the various environments and all of that. So it becomes so important that, as DevOps, right, we are going to be working and dealing with this infrastructure or with the applications hosted on this infrastructure. So of course, it becomes important for you to have basic knowledge, on that, okay, on how to, deal with that. So today is Saturday. I'm just going to update this anyways. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So we began yesterday by looking at how, of course, how to set up your Linux learning environment. We have videos for that already. We began this journey on Saturday last week, so you should already have access to that video and how to do that. How to launch your local Ubuntu instance. We went over that. How to access your class videos. So, for example, the videos of yesterday have been uploaded in what? In your September 15 folder right here, and you can see, right, this is where we are right now. These are the videos. September 15, right? And this is all you have to do, like watch the video in this order, 01, 02, 03, and you can see it is September 15. So if you were not in class yesterday, or maybe you doze off, like somebody had to doze off, right? It's no big deal, right? At least you were there. So you can what? You can come back here and watch this video. So it's very, very important that you take note of that, all right? So, of course, we look at how to install our terminal from Microsoft Store. And somebody was asking, how do I get Microsoft Store? So it's just a free offering for you, on your Windows computer. So when you come to the search bar here, and then you just start typing Microsoft, right? It is going to open up for you just like that. So once you click here, right, you can search for anything. For example, terminal, right? You can install Windows Terminal, launch it, and then open your Ubuntu using that. Or you can, of course, you can also install Ubuntu directly from here, right? So you see that you can install any of these versions. So these are the offerings that Microsoft is offering. In fact, all Windows computers, especially I think from the 6th generation or all Windows 10, right? Windows 10 operating system, Windows 11, they all have this. So if you were to buy a system, if you have not bought a system and you're thinking about buying a system, right? I strongly encourage that you go in for, Ubuntu or Ubuntu 22.04, Ubuntu 20 or Ubuntu 18. Now, I have good news, for, this morning I had a chance to discuss with a DevOps engineer in Nigeria, and he told me, he just wants to belong to this environment because he wants to be able to look out for the smart ones, right? Because they are working on projects and they need a lot of people to join the projects with this knowledge, with a DevOps engineer. And I was so blessed. Like I was like, God, this can only be you. Like we are thinking of actually coming to Nigeria to do a lot of networking there for our students, right? So if you are here, you're in Nigeria, so we are going to be in Nigeria, we're going to be in Cameroon, we're going to be in Kenya, right? To actually create, because we know for sure their companies, a lot of them, they're not able to find the skills that they desperately need, right? So if you're here, please don't take what we're doing here lightly, because of course we can only recommend you based on what we see you do on the help desk, based on how often you submit your projects, based on how you complete your projects. Okay, all of that is very important. And from day one, from what you see, everything we are doing now is part of that process. So please take everything we do here pretty serious, okay? Because it has, a lot of bearings, right? As we move forward. Okay, so that is it. So that was on our side. So of course, we went through all of this yesterday, and we began looking at the introduction to Linux. We went over that. We went over our PowerPoint. So again, if you go to the environment, if you come in right here, you see where it says Linux materials. Okay, everything is here, right? PowerPoint, everything. Read them is important, right? It's just for knowledge, okay? Read them, but the most important thing is to understand how to work on Linux servers, right? From then, of course, we began looking at how to work on Linux servers, and we said about that to work on Linux servers, we need to use commands, right? So we began looking at, file and directories related commands, right? So we look at how to use, direct commands to what, to create Linux, to create directories or folders, okay, in Linux. So yesterday, this is where we ended, and we are going to continue from here. But let's do a very quick recap, okay? So first, we had mentioned that Linux commands are case sensitive. So for example, a command as easy as make directory, if you type this command as capital M K dir, okay, this is going to give you an error. So please, if you have not set up this environment yet, don't be alarmed. Okay, we are going to help you after this class if you are available. Okay, we're going to have 1 more hour after the class for those who needs to set up their Linux environment like this, so at least you can start practicing, because that is the whole essence, right? So at least you can start practicing. So we are going to have an environment like this. Okay, so don't worry and don't be alarmed. That is coming. Okay. So Linux commands are case and space sensitive. So for example, if you want to make it, let's say what you want to make it that for September 16, okay? September what? September 16, like that, okay? You see that? This is going to give us an error. And like I mentioned, sometimes, okay, because one of the skills that employers are looking for is, the ability to pay attention to details, like detailed oriented individuals. And this is one of those programs where your investigative eyes, okay, and your analogical mind needs to work together, right? You need to use your mind and read the error and even like try to make something out of the error that you are getting, right? So for example, in this case, is what command make direction not found. Did you mean? See, that's what the system is kind of suggesting or trying to guess, okay, what you might be looking for. So it's asking you, did you mean make directory with lowercase m? Because what you have is what is uppercase M. There's nothing as such, not found. It means not found. So whenever you see this common error messages, right, not found means not found. There are no 2 ways for you to interpret that, okay? When something is not found, it means that it does not exist. All right, let's get back here. Okay, so when something is not found, it simply means that, okay, it doesn't exist. Hold on 1 second. Okay. I guess maybe at 125. Let's see. Okay, makes sense. I think so. Okay, good. Right. So in this case, when we run a command like make directory like that, and you're going to see that it gives you a command not found. So then what can I do? I run make directory, okay, September, all right, 16, like that. See that? So make directory space. What do we mean by Linux again is space sensitive, because if I bring this right here, make directory at my arrow there, and I do September 16 like that. All right, this is not going to work. Why? Because there is no such command as make directory September 16. But there is a make directory, and then space, and then you give the name of the directory that you want to create. So like this is going to work. But if you make this error, okay, this is not going to work. So it says command not found. So what it means is the command doesn't exist. So I can recall that, and again, see that. So let me introduce you to you know, like how to manipulate and run things on the terminal, right? Some very important shortcuts, right? So now you have the arrow keys on your keyboard, right? You have 4 arrow keys on your keyboard, and what that can help you a lot. So these are the arrow keys here. I don't know if you can see. You see this? Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can switch this. Okay. Let me remove this background. Okay. Hopefully you can see now. Okay. So you see these arrow keys, right? You see the up arrow key here, this one, the down arrow key. Let's call this maybe west and the east arrow keys. This is what these arrow keys are so important. So what you need to learn how to use them, okay, on the command line, because on the command line you cannot copy and paste, right? So these keys are going to help you to do a lot of things, right? Let's say, for example, you know, to move. So you see, like I'm able to just use my keys to go up, to come down, to go right, to go left. These are what? These are the keys that I am using. I hope that I'm showing you the right thing. So these ones, right? You see these keys here? We have the up key. You see that? The up key, the down key. So what this is going to take you down. This takes you, okay, I'm seeing opposite. So this takes you like left and this goes right, okay? So it's very important for you to have good mastery and learn how to use these keys, because believe me, it is going to be a game changer. It's going to make your life super, super, super easy, right? As you know, you navigate and work on the command line. So it's very important for you to understand how to use your arrow keys, okay? Because now see, for example, right? Let's say like this. So let's say I make an example, okay, and I want to correct that this September 16th to maybe, you know, September or October, right? Or, you know, maybe I want to change this to capital S. See that? I just come back here. Maybe what I want to change it to what to 20. See that? So I can what? I can move up. I can move down. So the same thing, right? You need to learn how to use your keys. Okay. How can one access the PDF you are using? Okay. Jeremiah Okoye, I guess this is your first time you join the class, right? So you will not. Okay, so okay, like see, if you look at those who are here, right? You see they have what? They have some IDs. You see that? They have an ID. You can see this is Mohammed, right? You can see. So if I click on contact cards, see that? You see, so you see his email here. What? You know, Pangmashi at Lion Tech Academy. So what? You need to have an ID like this. It's very important. Otherwise, you'll not be able to access. So get to me after the class. Send me a message. All right, and we'll have a conversation and orientation on how to get that. And then, of course, if you click also on this guy, right, you can also what see his contact card. See that they are what they are all fully authenticated. That's why they have access to it. Okay, and you can see this is Njema. No, this is Philemon, right? And what you can also see, you know, is what is it's so you know. So you need what you need to have an ID like this, Philemon at liontechacademy.com. This is your only access to the environment, okay? Because we're just using WhatsApp now for the first month, okay? From October, you will not see us share anything on WhatsApp. Everything is going to be in our learning environment. We just use WhatsApp now because everybody has not been onboarded yet. Okay, so we are trying to make sure that everybody can be onboarded. So don't worry about that. You have full access. Just stay connected and let's see how it goes. All right. I hope that helps. Okay. So, okay, now let's continue from where we ended yesterday. So what we looked at the make directory command. Okay, that's what that is used to create folders or directories. And then what we look at the man command if we want to get details about a specific command. This my grammar here is very suspicious. Okay, like for example, what you can do man make directory and what it's going to list for you, or what all the options and tells you what man and what tells you what the make directory command is all about. Then what we have the list command. They were there, the ls command or the list command. So what the ls is used to what? To list all the components or elements of a directory, right? So who did this? Okay. All right. So what? The ls ops and flags. So you have ls. So see that again, what you can see here. So if you run ls with capital L and small s, it gives you this error. But if you run what? ls as this, right, it gives you no error. So then what we saw the long listing approach. So if you want to list everything, but this time around showing you what? Showing you the date and the owner and the group of a particular folder on your system, you can what? You can use this flag, okay, the ls-l option. Then of course, we cannot look at, the ls-lt option to what? To list according to time. So the T what? The T stands for time. And that's why you can see what that it lists what it lists with the time, but now this time around what? In no specific order, because again, what is that we established, you can see 9:14, 9:15, 9:12, 9:08, and what 9:14, what with no order. But when you run the ls-ltr, okay, no, -lt gives you what? Gives you an order actually for what? From, I think this is descending order, right? And then the LTR gives you what? The ascending order, all right, and all of that. So again, what we saw how to release hidden files, okay? And an example, how to create hidden files, what? Let's do what? Let's do make directory dot what? Dot. So every file or directory that starts with a dot, okay, we refer to them as hidden. And now I'll prove to you why it is hidden. So let's say dot what? Let's say dot Stephen, okay? Dot Stephen, like that. See that? Now, if you run ls-l, you wouldn't what? You wouldn't see that, right? You don't see Stephen, right? If you run just ls even, right? You still don't see Stephen. Let me see if I can move my font size, right? You don't see the directory Stephen. But what? We just created a directory called what? Dot Stephen. So what? That is a hidden directory. So if you run what? ls-la, like that, you see that? Do you now see like all the hidden, files? So what? These are files in white, and that's why you see it has no D. So whenever you run this command and you see the output comes out with, D, like that, some has D and some has just a hyphen. The one that has D, okay, is indicating to you that these are directories. And of course, you see they have what? They have a very specific color. The ones with white, okay, is indicative of the further what? These are files. So like, for example, we can see our dot Stephen here, right? Dot Stephen, and you can see when it was created. You have a dot student here, dot finance, dot AWS, and what? Then you have these other ones with no dot, right? So again, very, very important for you to understand. Please pay very specific attention to these hidden files because, for example, right, .aws, when we start using our AWS, and even what, very also we are going to see a very, very important directory called .ssh, okay, .ssh, okay. Now, this directory more often is used to, to store credentials, like what? Very, very important and sensitive credentials. And the importance of using a dot directory is, you know what? I mean, just in case, first of all, is what? It is hidden. What it means is that unless somebody knows what they are doing, okay, they may not easily access these hidden directories. That's the first advantage. Second advantage is that when we get to source code management, right, Git doesn't track .ssh or what, or like hidden files, okay, or hidden directories. And of course, even if it does, like, in some cases, right, we can ignore them using what we call the git ignore file. We'll soon get to Git very soon in October. Okay, we're going to start looking at that specific concept here. Okay, so let's say what now you want to make a .ssh directory. Okay, so again, you see, I'm going to add that. So let's come back here. For 1 second. So this is okay. This is where we ended, right? We ended. Okay, how to access directories. Okay, so let's insert date here. September 16. All right. So at least you know, okay, where we started. All right. So let's say we come back here, and that's what, let's make a directory now called what? .ssh, right? So come back here, and what, you make directory dot what? .ssh. See that? And what, you hit enter. So the enter on your keyboard is to give an okay. So like, you know what, is to say, oh, you know what, system command line, please execute this. Okay, create a directory for me called .ssh. So you can do that, right? And you see, now if you run ls-la, oh, very good error. See that? So myself, I can make errors. And if I do this, know what? No such directory or whatever. So I come back here, and if I put my hyphen there, see that? And now what? You can see I have a lot of output, right? Very, very important. So we have our make directory here. Okay. To what? How to what? How to create what? How to create hidden, okay, directories. So for example, right, you can what? You can do this. So again, you can what? You can then do a lot of, you know, you can create your own examples. You can say dot what? Dot family, you know, make directory, dot, you know, courses, make directory, okay, dot what? Make directory dot what? You can say maybe dot what? Dot friends. Okay, dot friends. And if you want to list them, how to what? How to list or what? Or display hidden what? Hidden, let's say, hidden what? Hidden directories. Directories. Okay. You can what? You can run ls. That's what? Dash la, like that. For example, if I run what? ls dash la here, and of course, I'm going to insert a screenshot here so that you don't get lost. Okay. So this is how we do it. Okay. Everything is done, you know, with screenshots, so at least you can see exactly how I run the command and what you too can run the command. Okay, excellent. So now we have seen how to, you know, how to create directories, how to create hidden directories, and of course, what? How to, this is directories. Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, so you can see how to list them. All right, I'm looking at the chat. If you have a question, just put in the chat, okay? And I am going to respond to it. So if you look at this now, let's get to where we ended actually yesterday. Like what? So how to change directory. Okay, the change directory command or the cd command. Very, very important. See that? The cd command. So this is the command, okay? Change directory. You see that? So what? C stands for change, and what? D, okay, stands for what? Stands for directory. See that? So if you want to change directory, so if you hear me say, oh no, what? Can you run the cd command? What do I mean? Or what? Maybe cd DevOps or cd, you know, ABC, right? What means that what? Please run it. Run means just type what? Type this command and execute it. Simple, right? So the cd command is a commonly daily used command. So what? This is what? This is a daily used command for DevOps. Trust me when I say this, okay? And what? Also what? The ls command. These are what? These are daily use commands. So the command that I am introducing now, what? These are commands that we use at work on a daily basis, right? So whether you're working on infrastructure, on application automation, on configuration management, repositories, okay, all of this, what? These are what? These are the must know commands. The cd command, how to what? Access directories on the, on the CLI, all right, and all of that. So please take note. This is very, very important. Please what? Take note of this particular command, the cd command, and it has a lot. In fact, let's see how it goes. Okay, you're going to enjoy it. So let's continue this morning with the cd operations. Now, cd again stands for what? For change directory. So like I explained yesterday, what does it mean to change? Right? So assume that you were in your house and then you were in the, in the sitting area or in the sitting room, and then all of a sudden you change direction, or you change your position to what? To maybe the living, to your bedroom. Okay. What happened is that you are no longer in the sitting room, where you are now in the bedroom, right? So to change means to what? To display, okay, or to relocate. So on the system, okay, we also saw our pwd command. So whenever you want to know exactly where you are, you can run pwd. So again, I mentioned, how do we interpret this, right? Like, how do you interpret this particular, output? So what? This is a user, okay? This is a systems user. So you are what? You are in the account of this user. That's why you have what? The home of DevOps Master 21. So this is class 21. Okay. So you are in the home directory. So you are in the home directory of DevOps Master class 21. Very important to understand that. So now let's proceed with what? To look at the cd operation. So for now, let's say what? We have ls here, and I have what? I have DevOps, I have Canada, I have classes, and I have, DevOps again, I have September 16. So let's say what? We want to please change that to what? To the DevOps directory, and what? And add the following what? Directory. See that? So what? This could become, a very simple task. So what can I do? Now, do you see how it says DevOps? But I have what? I have two DevOps here. I have this DevOps with capital D, and I have what? Another DevOps here with small d, right? So how then can I access this directory and add what? And add even more contents to it. So I am going to use the cd command. Now, if I run what? Cd space. So look at something. If I do the cd no space and I run what? DevOps. Okay, this is going to give me an error of command not found. So how then can I fix this? I need to run this with what? With a space. And like someone asked yesterday, okay, is there a limitation on the number of space? The answer is no. So even this is going to work, right? And now, if I want to get out of there, cd what? Cd ... to go back. So now I've what? I have moved from the parlor to my living room. If I want to get back to my parlor, from parlor to my bedroom. And if I want to get back to my parlor, I need to go one step behind. So cd ... takes you what? Takes you back to where you were before. So it takes me back to this location. And when I run cd what? DevOps like that. Now where am I now? See that? So look at these two interpretations. So where are you right now? You are what? You are in the user account of this user called DevOps Master 21, and what? You are in the DevOps directory. You see that? And see, if you run ls here, what do you see? Nothing. Okay, let me go slowly. But are we understanding? Like, is it clear, right? So now what happened? That what? We have moved from the living room to what? To, okay, it's not clear. All right, let's go back one step behind. Okay. So we are here, right? This is where we are. Please don't do that again. Whoever is doing this stuff, don't do it again. Okay. Otherwise, I'm going to limit you. Make sure you delete it. Okay. Okay. So what? This is you, right? In this account. Okay. In your account, PWD, you're what? You're in the home directory of DevOps Masterclass 21. Please remove this line. Okay. It's distracting. I don't know who did this, but whatever you're doing is not right. Okay. It's not professional. Okay. So right here, see that we are here. If you type ls here, what do you see? You see what? You see all of this data. So you see what? All of the directories listed, right, Mr. Mukom? So now, let's say you want to access the Canada directory, like you actually want to get into it. So it's what? It's very similar to what? To this, okay? So what? Let's say you are what? You are in your document, okay? Your what? Your document directory. But you want to maybe what? You want to maybe, access, let's see what you want to access what? The Zoom directory. See that? Okay. So this is where you are in what? In the, in what? In the document directory, right? And what you want to open the Zoom folder to see what is there, right? So what do you do? In this case, what you just what you're going to what? You are going to double click. I like that question, Mohammed. Don't worry, we're coming there, okay? You want to what? You want to double click to what? To see what is in the Zoom folder. Now you're in the Zoom folder and what? You want to again get to what? Get to this particular folder, 2023, blah, 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 blah. You can what? You can click here. Then what? You can see exactly what is in this folder, right? But let's say what? Let's say I want to go back to the Zoom. So I'll go what? I'll go one step behind. So from what? From Linux system admin September 16, I'll go back to Zoom. So what? I'm moving what? One step behind. That makes sense. And again, look at something. And what? I am now in the account, Lion Tech Academy. Again, I can go to my documents. You see that? So what? I move to documents. All right. And from documents, I move to what? To the Zoom directory or folder. Okay. And from here, I can move to the today's folder. Okay. And there we go. But look at something. You see that? So how have I moved from what? From my account, I moved to the documents folder, then what? To the Zoom folder, then to the Linux what? Admin folder. And what? These are the contents of this folder. And if I want to go back to documents, I'll move from here to what? To Zoom, and then to what? To to documents. Make sense? So what? The same thing with Linux. If you want to change directory, because now you're what? You are in your home account. So you are here, and let's say what? You want to move into Canada. You do CD into what? Into Canada, right? You see that? So what has changed? Can you at least notice what has changed here, Mr. Mohammed? No, Mr. Leone, right? Is Leone was asking. Is it clear now? Leone Mukom, is it clear? Thank you so much. Okay. So what? You're what? See, now I've seen how you have moved from here to what? To this. So you see what you have, because what? You are now in what? You are now in the Canada folder. Or what? In the what? In the Canada directory. Now from here, somebody please can one CD from one, of course, can what without going back. Let's learn how to go back. It's very important, okay? Let's learn how to go back. And of course, what I'm going to show you how to go back. So let's say what? You are now in this directory, right? And let's say what? Let's say we want to what? We have seeded here. Okay, so you can say that you can what? You can cd into what? So cd, okay. Cd what? Cd into what? Into Canada. And of course, what? It's going to look like this. Insert a screenshot here. A very small screenshot. So I mentioned that whoever is doing this line, please, can you just remove it? I don't know what the intention of this is, but it's not good. It's destructive. Okay. You can what? You can cd in here, and I can say, you know what? So, okay, while in what? While in the Canada directory, okay, please what? Please create, okay, the what? The following what? Following directories, okay, in what? In the Canada what? Canada directory. So now that you have seeded into Canada, create what? Create the following. One, create what? Provinces. Provinces. And what? And companies, right? So, okay, so I'm using my Ubuntu and typing some command cd, but no such file. Okay, good. So don't worry. Can you just put it on the help deck so at least we can see the picture? We can see we can look at the errors I'm making there. Don't worry, okay? Don't worry about that. Okay, now, so look at something. Okay, so I'm typing cd Canada, but okay. So what? Please look at the spelling. Okay, make sure that the Canada you have is not, because what you are saying, what you put here is uppercase C. Make sure that you know the same what this directory exists. Okay, with what? With uppercase C or lowercase c. So just pay attention. You use lowercase, so what? And then look at your spacing. So for example, okay, don't worry. Spacing, that's the only thing that could be, you know, limited. So now let's what? Let's create, so this is what? Please create the following directories in what? In the Canada directory. So what? One, province, and what? Two, okay, company. So while we are in the Canada directory, that's what? Let's create that. So I'll do what? Again, what? Make directory, space, after what? Provinces. See that? And again, what? Make directory, companies. See that? Companies like that. Okay? So again, you can insert a screenshot right there. See that? So you see the way the cd operation works. So what you can what? You can change directory to a new directory, and then what? In that directory, you can also what? Perform a couple of operations in there. Somebody was asking, okay, now what? If you run ls here, what? So do you now see that in the Canada directory you have what? You have very specific directories, companies, and what? And provinces, right? But if you go back one step behind, let's say what you want to go back to your home directory or to your account, cd what? Cd ... to go back. See that? See you have what? You have logged out of this directory back to your account. If you run ls here to confirm that you are actually in your account, what do you see? You see what? You see everything that is in your home account. And if we go back to Canada, right? So what do we have here? You see that? We have companies and provinces. So for example, if again what go back, notice how you will not what? You will not see companies and directories, okay? See, if you run what? ls, what do you see? You don't what? You don't see companies and provinces. Why? Because what? This is only what? Located or found in what? In the or inside of Canada directory, right? So again, what if you go back to city into Canada? Okay, there we go. Right, and we have companies and what? Companies and provinces. So can we city into companies? The answer is yes. So where are we now? Look at something. PW. See that? We are what? We are in the home directory of our user DevOps Masterclass 21. We are in the Canada directory, and in the Canada directory, we have what? We have a directory called companies. So what? We have moved from our home account, which is what? Which is this. Okay. From here, okay, we are what? We have moved to Canada, and then to what? To the companies. Right. And in this company, we can what? We can make a number of what? Of let's create IBM. Okay. That's what make that again what called, you know, maybe Facebook. Okay. Facebook is also located in Canada. So in these companies, that's what you have there. See that I have what? I have Facebook and I have IBM. So we'll say that in the company directory, 2, 3, right? In the what? In the company directory, please what? Please, okay, please what? Create the following, okay, directories. So A, what? Facebook and what? And B, IBM. See that? What you can create these directories. So you see how we are what? See how we have created these directories? So now let's what? Let's say I want to cd to what? To Facebook, right? I can type Facebook like this. Now you see how you see how I am. So how then do we interpret this? Pay attention. Okay, you are going to watch these videos after the class and it's going to become very clear. So now we have what? In the Canada directory, we had what? We had created a directory called what? Called companies. And in the companies directory, what? We have what? We have created a company called Facebook, right? And then what? We have seeded into Facebook. But now what happens if I want to go back to my Canada directory? It's important to understand how to do that, right? So we can what? I can go one step behind, like what? CD what? CD dot it what? It's going to take me to companies. See that I am what? I am now in my companies. And on LSC, I can see Facebook and IBM. Now, if I want to go back to Canada, again, what? Around what? CD dot. It takes what? Again, what? One step behind. See that? And if I want to go back to my account, I can run what? CD what? Dot again. You see that? I am here now. And if I run PWD here, see that I am back to my account. So again, I can run what? CD into what? Into Canada. Okay. LS. See that CD into what? Into companies. LS. And again, what? CD into Facebook. But look at something now. Let me produce the error that Lionel Mukom is having, right? So see, if I do Facebook like this, okay, it's not going to work. Why? Because in the company's directory, we have what? We have Facebook with what? Lowercase f. But you see, and what? I am trying to access a Facebook with uppercase f. So this is not going to work. See that? It would give me what? No such file or directory. See that? Are your data fixed? I don't understand that one. But see that? So what? So this is how this error is produced. When what? When we make a mistake with the name of a file or what? The name of a directory, right? So again, what? If I want to then cd into Facebook, I can correct my mistake by what? By doing this. Facebook, right? I'm now in Facebook. Again, what? To go one step behind, just what? Run what? cd what? Dot operation. Don't worry, okay, we can come to that. So we have what? We have seen how to create directories in directories. Let's now what? Let's now look at how to what? How to change locations. Okay, backwards. Okay, backwards with what? With directories. Okay. Come back here. And of course, what we're talking about what they were cd, okay, dot command, right? Or operations, right? They were the cd what operations. So we can what? We can make directory here, let's say we call it Canada. And then we can what? We can cd into Canada. Okay, and then what? We can make another directory called what? For provinces. Okay, and then what? We can make what another again called what? Called, it becomes fun when you understand this. Oh yeah, of course, call it for sure. And then what? We can make another one you call what? Called, companies, right? And then if you seed into companies, okay, then what? We can create IBM. See that? And again, what? We can create Facebook. See that? Now, if you seed into Facebook, okay, how then can you get back to maybe what? Okay, so you are in Facebook, but now you want to what? You want to get to companies. And from companies, you want to get back to Canada. How can we do that? Okay, again, case what? Case sensitivity. I will highlight everything here, and what I'm going to put it in what? I'll do lowercase. Okay, lowercase is important. Please, I don't know who did this. This annotation, please don't do it again, okay? This is not good practice. All right, okay. So let's say, okay, like here we are what? We are now in Facebook. What happens if you want to get back to what? You want to get back to companies, right? Here. So what? So to go back to what? To access one directory behind. Okay, one directory backwards. Directory backwards. In this case, okay, going back to what? To the companies, okay? Directory. What? Run what? Just run this command. Cd what? Cd space dot, right? See that? So I can do what? If I run this command, okay, automatic, cd what? Cd space dot, right? Like this. See that? Cd space dot, right? And what? I am going to come back. See, no, see, it's even very easy. So what? You are what? You are here, right? You are in this directory right now. And that's why if you run ls here, what? You don't see anything. Why? Because there's nothing in the Facebook directory. So now, if you want to go back to company, how do? You run what? cd, again, I am doing a lot of repetition here. What? Dot. Okay. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm going that I'm muted. You're able to, am I clear? Okay, thank you so much, because I saw I was muted. All right, so let's say what we want to get back to company. What do? Run what? cd. Now see, a very common mistake here is what? Is this. If you do this, it says what? Command not found, right? But what? If you run cd again, space, sensitive, you go there. See that? Where are we now? Have you seen how we have moved from year to year? Like, see, the key to this, right, is after the write-off on Microsoft is now I'm understanding, of course, right? So that's what, so, okay, if you just observe, right, just what, make sure what, please, okay, always pay attention to what is happening on your command line. It's important, okay? But don't worry, you are going to understand. Trust me, right? It is a new thing. That's why I see. In fact, for the past 30 minutes, we are just on the CD command because I want all of you to get it and get it right. Okay. So then what? So we are in the CD here. So now if you run what CD dot dot, right? You have moved here. Again, what? CD again, what? Dot dot. You have moved here. Again, CD dot dot. I have what? I have. So how many dots have I run? I have what? Run 3 dots, right? 3 dots. So I have moved one step behind, and what? And one step behind. So you can see it what? To access, a one directory backwards. In this case, going back to the company, that is what? You run what? Run this command. Run the cd what? Dot dot command like that. And you see cd dot dot here and what? We are moving to that directory, right? Moving to that directory, okay? And all of that. So again, if I want to access so I run my ls again to what? You see that? ls, and I can say I have Canada, I have DevOps, I have class 21, and what I have class 20. Okay. So that's what. Let me again do one more example, right? With class 20 or what? Or just with DevOps, right? Let's say what? We cd into class 21. See that? See, ls here. Nothing is there. See that? Nothing. But if I go one step behind, and what see, this is why it's so important to know the backward operations with cd. Why? Because let's say what? Say you have a task and you are asked to maybe what access a particular directory called class 21. But you know what? You mistakenly access class 20 and you want to get back to, you want to what you want to go back to your root or to your account and then what access class 20, right? What did you just what? You just run the cd dot command here, and then what? You run ls again, and now what? You can see all the directories, and now you can what? Run cd what? Class what? Class 20. Now you are in the right directory, right? Very important, okay? So this is very cool. All right, this is very, very cool. Okay. Who is doing these annotations on my screen? I don't understand, but please stop it. If I find out who you are, I'm going to kick you out. Just know that. All right. Okay. So what? We go one step behind to the previous directions. Now, 1 second. My door was not locked. I'm sorry. My son just woke up, so he was coming to say good morning. If you can hear her, he's crying. Okay. So what? Let's say you want to what? Now, so now what? Now we have learned how to how to manipulate. That's what. Let's look at what the directory option, like what? How to what? How to rename directories. Okay. How to what? Rename and what? And did what? Delete directories. Very, very important what? Operations, right? So okay. Yes, Felicia, you can drop your input in the chat. Okay, that'll be very okay. Okay. So now we have what? We have looked at, how to access directories with what? With the CD. Okay, and what? How to, go one step behind, two step behind. You can what? You can do the CD what? Dot operations to go back behind, right? So what? CD space what? CD space dot. Of course, for sure, right? So, again, what? I'm coming to that because you see that we have different level of individuals in the class here, and I want to what? I want to make sure that we are what? We are taking it one step at a time. So we are going to come to the tilde, okay? The tilde command. We are coming there, don't worry. Okay, Mr. Felix, thank you so much. I know. No, it's okay. It's very okay. Thank you for for sharing your knowledge on that. Okay, is of course what. See, let's say what. Let's say we are here. Okay, LS here, right? Say what we get into Canada, right? LS again, get into companies. LS we get into what? Into Facebook. Okay, there we go, right? We can what? So let's say what. Say you want to come back to your home account. You can what? You can do the CD, okay. But what? I don't want us to get there now. We are going to get to it. Don't worry. Okay, so what? That is possible. But you know what? Don't worry about that. Let's flow according to, okay, because we have individuals here who want to learn everything from scratch. So what? We are going to do that. Do I have a question again? Okay, got it. Okay, see that? So, okay. So now, of course, what? We are going to talk about this when it comes to, simple shortcut operations and all of that. Is very, very important. We are going to get there, okay? So, LS here, okay? So, renaming directories is very, very important. And what this is going to do, what lead us to the move command, okay? The move command, okay? MV, like that. See that? The move command. So somebody asked us today, can we rename directories? Can we delete them? Okay, what? We are going to look at that in just a moment. So the move command is what? Is used to rename directories and files. So what? The mv command is what is used to rename directories and files on what? In Linux. And also what? And also, of course, in Windows too. And what? And Windows, even Mac and Mac OS, okay? Mac what? Mac OS systems, right? So let's say what? For example, please what? See. For example, okay? So let's say what? Create a directory called, okay, departments. Called what? Called depart, okay, means like this. And then what? Then what? Rename departments to what? To companies, okay? Company what? Company departments. So how can we do this? See that? So how can we do this? Okay, can somebody guide me on what? On the first one. Create directory called department and then what? Rename it to what? To company departments. What can we do here? So our answer here is going to what? It's going to be make what? Make directory. Okay. What? Departments. Right? See that? Please pay attention to this. It is very, very important. Okay. So what? We are going to make directory departments, and then what? We are going to rename it with what? With the move command. Okay? Very, very important. With the move command, the mv command is what is used to rename and what, and also move directories. But let's look at what the first operation is. What is just how to rename it, right? The move command. So make directory department, and then what, we can rename that, right? Can come back here. So what, to do this, I want what, move, okay, departments to what, to company, okay, department. So what, and what, I'm simply renaming, right? Renaming. So what we did with the move command, like that, right? So what, move departments or company departments, and of course what, so this is what we are going to do, right? So let's come in here, and now what, let's make directory called what, called departments, right? So if you run ls-lt area, you see what, do we see our departments now? It what, it exists, okay? Departments. Please pay attention to what you have. So I have what, I have a directory called departments, but now I have a new requirement, right? I am being asked to rename it to what, to company departments. All right, to company what, departments. So what can I do? I can what, I can use the move command. So what am I moving? All right, I am moving I want to rename, right? I'll use the move command. I'll do what, I'll do move, okay, departments. Okay, notice how there's nothing called what, there's nothing on my output here called company departments, right? So what, so it's like, for example, you know, okay, my name is Elvis, but you know what, I want to rename myself called Elvisco, right? So I mean, so what, Elvisco is what, is a new name I want to create, or what, or your name is Collins, and you know what, you want to call yourself, you know, Billings, or you know, you want to give yourself a new name, of course. Okay, so what, rename means what, you know, you want to change the identity of something, you want to give it a new name. So in Linux, how can we achieve that? The move command. So then what, we give the new name that we want to call that file with. Okay, company what, company department. See that, company department. And now if you run enter, see that it has gone through. So notice how, okay, this department here is what is going to become, what is going to become company department. Why? Because we have renamed it. Okay, so for example, if your name is John and you want to change your name from John to Johnson, okay, what happens is that what is that once that name change goes through, do you still expect to be called Johnson? The answer is no. Why? Because there's what, there's no longer any birth certificate, okay, that exists as Johnson. I mean, as well as John. Why? Because you're what, you have renamed. So if I run ls-ltr now, what do I see? See that? Do you see how this has now changed? We have what? We have renamed this from what? From departments to what? To company departments. Let's see if anybody has a question here before we take a break. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Gima. Okay, let's what? Let's take a 10 minutes break. Okay, and when we come back, let's see anybody. Okay, so I used media department. I got, oh, can you share it? Can you share it in the chat? I think you may be in your root directory. That's why you get denied. Okay, but what? Let's share it in the Teams chat and we'll look at it, okay? We'll come back. What does LS-LTR stands for? Okay, I don't think you were in classes today, but what? Let's get back here, okay? So if you look at your note, right, you come back to LS-A and LS-LTR is somewhere. Make directory ls, okay? Let's see that. Yeah, see that? This is what this is what. This is what. This will list all the contents in our present working directory in the what? In the reverse order. So what it would list, it's a long listing. So what? It does what? Does the listing in the reverse order. That makes sense, Mr. Mesa? All right. So let's take a 10 minutes break. We're going to be back and what we are going to proceed. Thank you for confirming that it's okay. Let's take a break here. We'll stop the first recording.